What's up, guys? Sci-Fi Guy 2094 here. Today I'm going to be continuing on the horror movie reviews. So I'm going to be talking about Oculus. Oculus is a 2013 film starring Karen Gillan, um, as well as um, Brenton Thwaites. I'm probably butchering that name. Um, Katie Sackhoff, she's the mom, and Rory Cochrane, he's the father. So obviously Karen Gillan is, the sister, and then Brenton Thwaites is the brother, the adult versions of these characters. This was written and directed by Mike Flanagan, and this is from Blumhouse. All right, so it was great to revisit this. I watched it last night with some friends and family, and I gotta say, this is great, man. Like, I remember this being good back in the day watching it, but I don't remember it being this good. I was about 18 or 19 when I watched this when it first came out. It basically centers around Karen Gillan, her character, and her brother Tim, who, upon Tim being released from a psychiatric hospital that he's been in for several years, him and his sister basically moved back into the old house that they lived in when they were kids. Now, what happens is Karen Gillan's character, she finds this mirror, all right? It's on an auction, and she buys it, and she's done a thorough history and search of the previous owners. She's done her research, and she has basically pieced all these events together, and she realizes that everybody who has owned this mirror has either gone insane or died in some mysterious way. She goes back to like the 15th century, 16th century, all the way up to modern day. So she's convinced that this mirror is supernatural and evil, and it drove her parents to do terrible things when they were children. And Tim, who is a recently released patient from a psych ward, he's gotten therapy and all types of mental health counseling for what happened during their childhood. And he believes that there are rational explanations for everything. He believes that things happened the way they did because their father was unfaithful. He had an affair. The mother found out. And that is basically, what caused the events to spiral out of control when they were kids, and why they had such a tragic childhood. So I don't want to get too much into it, but their childhood was riddled with trauma and tragedy. And we see a back and forth, from when they were kids as well as the present day. And it's weaved together so perfectly, the flashbacks from their childhood as well as the present day. So Karen Gillan basically wants to prove to the world that this mirror is evil. So she sets up cameras and different instruments to monitor fluctuations in temperature. It's basically like a live stream, and she's got a YouTube. Basically, it's like a YouTube thing set up. So she has video cameras on this mirror at all times, and she can monitor the strange things that this mirror is doing, in her opinion. She has a kill switch in which a timer is not set, then a big weight will swing down and break the mirror and destroy it. So she's convinced that this mirror is haunted and evil, and she wants to destroy it. Tim, who has been rehabilitated at a psych ward, believes that there's like a rational explanation for everything that happens, and they kind of butt heads a little bit, and it's like a back and forth tug of war between them because they're on two opposing sides of this mirror, and everything that happened when they were kids. Okay. um it's a really good story. There are really good scares in this, really good scares. It's absolutely terrifying in some of these instances, and not because there's any like weird supernatural creatures necessarily, but it's just when they're kids, there are scenes when their parents are going after them. And to me, that's terrifying, just because, like, if you're a little kid and you're supposed to feel safest in your home with your parents, and then your parents start going crazy and trying to attack you and do terrible things to you, then to me, that's very terrifying. And it could be even more scary than just like monsters trying to get you, because these are your parents. They're supposed to love you, you love them, and you don't think that they would do anything to hurt you. But as we see during the flashbacks in this film, these parents unfortunately traumatize the kids. So again, it's weaved perfectly between the past and the present day. Lots of scares, good story, great special effects, and I mean, it's very, very tense in this movie. It's not a lot of horror, to be honest, but there are a lot of tense situations that make this very uncomfortable to watch. So I absolutely love it, and it's a great film. I don't want to spoil too much about this movie. I just want to leave it kind of vague, because I feel like this movie wasn't really, it's not like a huge horror movie that a lot of people would know about. So I don't want to get too much into what actually happens in this movie. You'll have to watch that for yourself, and you'll understand what I'm talking about once you see the movie. But it's absolutely great. I love Oculus. I didn't remember everything that happened in this movie. It was great to revisit it and just see. I honestly forgot just how good this movie was. So it was great to revisit this. I love Oculus. It is a must watch for horror films. And I would give it a good 9 out of 10.